Disclaimer. The takes on this podcast may not be backed by facts or statistics. In fact, most of the takes on this podcast are backed by feelings, not facts. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to purchase by the public. Please enjoy this podcast at your own discretion. On today's video, Devin and Zane go through your comments from the week. It's a good one. Let's jump in.
Okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
Welcome back. I'm Devin, that's Zane, and this is Buffet Sports.
Bro, the mosquitoes at this wedding eating me alive. They knew the type of nutrients that I was putting into my body. And they knew that if they took my blood, that shit's like trend to them. They knew it. I was getting eaten alive. For real. All right. We're reacting to your comments. This is the video talking about Madden being a reskin because they had features that were already in Madden. And then I do want this is live reaction. I want to look at this full deep dive on YouTube at Buffet Sports. We have a reply that's usually never good at Buffet Sports. Y'all realize this was in the old NCAA games, right? Why y'all bitching about it? So why did they say it's a new feature then?
I think I misspoke in saying that it was a new feature.
Could you look it up? Could you just look up
Look up what?
NCAA 25 or college football 25 new features, just real quick. That's still, I do want to say that still doesn't take my point away, being that they're saying that it's crowd noise affecting the game. And is it actual crowd noise and being in the stadiums, or is it actually just the same slider that was in Madden, just in the background, to where it is the exact same thing from Madden, just plugged in, and they're labeling it crowd noise? That was the point that I was making on the video. Even if it is in the old NCAAs, is this a old NCAA feature, or is this a Madden feature? And either way, I feel like this isn't good for the game. No, it's fine. I think it's fine if it was an old NCAA feature, but I do feel like they marketed it kind of like that, because I feel like the Penn State wideout was a marketability point for college football 25, and if it's an old feature, I don't really understand why they would choose to market that. But I don't know. We are looking here. Do we have an answer, Devin?
I don't know. There's a lot of convoluted stuff. I mean, there's like this where it's like wear and tear system, player abilities, home field advantage, unique playbooks, new mechanics that deliver a more fast-paced gameplay.
Could you just look up NCAA crowd noise on YouTube, see if there's a video of an old Madden doing it? So let's read through some of the hate while we figure out we're wrong. So y'all never played an NCAA game. Noted. Like nine, the last time a college game. Oh, these girls. I didn't read. These guys were like 9 the last time a college game was out. True. Give us a little bit of credit here. We were not old enough to. We were really young, so give us a little bit of credit. 9-year-olds play football games too. They exposing themselves with this scripted video.
What does that mean?
If it was scripted, we wouldn't be wrong. All right. We're big enough men here to notice that we might be wrong about this. Maybe it was an old feature. Why would we script it if we're saying a point that is strictly wrong?
Maybe to get clicks. I don't know. But what does he mean? What? It doesn't make sense to me. Why is it scripted? What makes it scripted?
I don't know.
What makes it seem scripted?
Hey, he's giving me props for my editing. It seems scripted. You do not see all the cuts. If you watch the original video, you know that there's a bunch of cuts and rambling and me starting a sentence, then stopping that sentence and restarting the sentence. That all gets cut out. Maybe they think it's scripted.
There's nothing telling me that it's new, basically.
So it's not new. You threw me into the fire. Y'all never played NCAA 05. 05, how old was I? I was 4.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's four.
I did not play NCAA 05. I was 4 years old. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Okay, we were wrong about this video. We'll keep it up. Kids never played NCAA, and it shows. It gets intensified for things like rivalries and conference game. It's not like playing an FCS team. You'll be getting the squiggly lines. Okay, maybe this video wasn't the best for comments.
We got cooked.
We figured out we were wrong, though. That's cool. Actually, what happened is we figured out you were wrong, and I trusted my friend and I ran with what my friend said. That's what we figured out. I'm not wrong.
Sure.
I'm never wrong. Call of Duty or Madden? Is it more impressive to make a Call of Duty game or is it more impressive to make a Madden game? There are plenty of CPUs in Warzone, bruh. Like how non-devs try and explain how games work. The items in Warzone alone determine the buff and the Devin
Infinitesimal.
infinitesimal effect of what a gun suppressed and a gun that's not for every single person is hard. Then you have other things like fall damage and AoE damage from the shrinking map. I can make Madden in 6 months. Joshua, I'm not going to be mean. I am genuinely telling you, please make a Madden game and make it better than Madden. I know I have a smile on my face. It's a nervous thing that I do, but I am trying to be very real with you. Please make a Madden game. Because I personally think that if another studio made a Madden game, it would be 10 times what the current Madden is right now. So Joshua,
I'm willing to admit I'm willing to admit I was wrong with this one. Because going back and editing the video, I think my point should have been that my point should have been that Warzone is better, but Warzone is more impressive to make, but they care more about their servers was the point that I should have tried to make with that video. So I'm willing to admit I was wrong with this one 100%. In thinking about it, Warzone's definitely harder.
hey, you have a supporter. Matt Zap with 0 posts says everyone saying Warzone is on drugs. Y'all don't even know.
I think he's on drugs.
I mean, he might be on drugs. That is, he might be on drugs. We don't know. New question: are drugs bad? If you're saying things like this, they might be.
Yeah, they might be.
All right, on to the next one. All right, this is Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese. Let's give.
I'm Angel Reese. Angela, there's no A. Angel. Just Angel.
God, I keep saying it. If I'm hoping in these comments that somebody calls me out for that, of like being a woman hater, because I do have a stockpile of footage of me calling every football player in the world by the wrong name.
We should,
WNBA,
at some point, we should make a reel of you saying people's names wrong.
for real, 100%.
That would be comedy. That would be so funny.
All right, but I was giving props to Angel Reese for being the villain and kind of helping Caitlin Clark along in the way of making women's
I'm
basketball great.
interested with this one. I'm very interested with this one.
Radical Good Alex says they got to push Angel more, to be honest. I want the rivalry.
It's okay. Deep breath.
Real quick, I just want to say at the wedding, Brady came up to me and I wanted to ask him where he was going for his honeymoon. And I said this. I said, where? And then I looked at him and I said, I forgot my question. And then he moved on because for whatever reason today, I cannot speak and articulate words the same way I usually do.
You're nervous.
They got to push Angel more, to be honest. I want the rivalry/rookie rising class power struggle. Flex all these young ones up just to cause hate because the stars shine through it. I actually like that. Hate is a great motivator.
I agree, but I don't think Angel's in the same position in team wise. I don't know. I'm not like you guys can fact check me.
Woman hater.
For
Woman hater
sure,
over there.
but I don't think like I don't think Angel Reese is on the same level in terms of her role on the team as Caitlin, so it's harder to push that matchup in right now. The storyline right now in the WNBA is Caitlin Clark versus the world.
Damn, that's grimy. Says they're not going to do that. This is the first white person to be considered the best in any sport, so they're going to push the narrative even though she has no ring. Brother, do I have to explain? Do I? I don't have to explain this, right? I don't have to explain this, right? Damn, that's grimy. You're trolling. I assume you're trolling because you say that she has no ring. It's a rookie year. Let's just say that it's a rookie year. She couldn't possibly
talking about college.
Maybe he's talking about college, but at least in the WNBA, she has not gotten a chance to get a ring yet because she's still currently playing her rookie year. I assume this is a troll.
I'm hoping that he's talking about college. I'm hoping he's talking about college.
He's either talking about college or he's trolling. If you are
Gotta
trolling, it worked for sure. I hate Angel Reese, but rivalries are good. She defo knows what she's doing.
I agree with him 100%. I'm not an Angel Reese fan.
You hate her because she's black and better than Caitlyn. The proof is the ring she beat her for. So, hey, Grimey's back again. Hey, we got more lore from Grimy. Grimy is talking about college.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. He's talking about college. You hate her because she's black and she's better than Caitlyn.
Jorge says, dude, how did you graduate?
I got him. Dude, facts. Jorge spitting facts. Because that is the least. There is nothing. There's no game that you could turn on from Angel Reese and be like, yeah, she's better than Caitlin Clark. That's a wild statement, bro. That's crazy.
She's just better than other players. She's the only reason people are tuning in. The games are still boring as hell, but they're better now. I thought that was going to be positive when I started reading it. Oh, Grimy. Grimy's back again. Grimy's back again, brother.
Star of the show today. Star of the show.
Damn, that's Grimy says. Explain how she's better but doesn't have a ring, please. Grimy and his
She
rings.
got the league. Read the next one.
She just got to the league this year, question mark. Grimy, please, I want 100% confirm your theory that you're talking about college. I would love it if you would have commented and said, in college, bruh. Or like, in college, dumbass, you know? Would have loved that. But Grimy, you're on a hot streak.
Bro is living in these comments.
He is. The Tim Field says, you didn't watch it, buddy. Don't speak for everyone. I think he's talking about me, no?
I don't know.
Tim Fields?
How
does he know? How does he know?
You don't watch basketball?
He has to be the. Is this guy a viewer? Has he viewed us before, or is he just? Did he just see my pale complexion and he's like, he doesn't watch women's basketball?
Could be.
He doesn't watch. Anyways,
is it the other one though? Munch definitely
Tim,
watches college basketball.
Tim, you are spot on. I don't watch any basketball. Make that very clear. I don't watch any. All right, Joe Burrow versus Jared Goff.
Oh, I can't wait to see these comments.
The TikTok
I'm sure I got
comments,
cooked.
There's so many TikTok comments.
I'm sure I got cooked in these.
All right, Joe Burrow versus Jared Goff. Lions have like 4 outside games this year, and one's in San Francisco. I know the schedule for each player isn't really a factor in this discussion. I'm just saying, as a Lions fan, I'm hype about that stat. So he is agreeing with me that Jared Goff is a stadium quarterback. He doesn't play good outside because he's hyped.
Oh.
But there's only 4 outside games.
Okay. What is this? No, we got to read this.
Goff has a better record over Mahomes than Burrow does.
Oh, that's actually a decent point.
In the playoffs? Playoffs? Does he?
Maybe overall. I don't know if it's overall.
Overall,
I'm assuming it's got to be overall because Jared Goff, The only, I mean, he
Because
played
like
for the
during the
Rams,
season, like that's we can't count that. We know like how bizarre the Chiefs are during the season. In the playoffs, though.
but I'm trying to think like the Rams, did they have to go through? They didn't have, they were in the NFC. They're in the NFC, so they wouldn't have had to go through them in the playoffs. So that's not it. It
So
has to be
it's
regular season. It
yeah,
has to be
so
regular
regular
season.
season. So I don't agree with this, Grant, because it's regular season. Regular season Chiefs and playoff Chiefs are a different animal. Regular season Patrick Mahomes and playoff Patrick Mahomes are a different animal. And there's
Yeah.
not a lot of QBs that have beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, but Joe Burrow is one of those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
who did they lose to? They lost to lost to the
Um,
Raiders.
oh, you're talking about regular season?
Yeah, regular season. They lost to the Raiders. They lost
Broncos.
to the Broncos. Yeah, like regular season Chiefs are, I mean, for whatever reason, they do not perform like
Mid.
postseason.
When did Mike Tyson play football? The fuck is this guy on? What?
He's trolling. He has to be. Remember, I said that that's because Joe Burrow was going 30 rounds with Mike Tyson every single game. Is because you were talking about how injury prone he
Oh,
was. I'm guessing Kobe Cook, he doesn't have a profile picture, so I'm guessing he
troll.
was
Probably
trolling.
trolling.
Yeah,
Probably
probably.
trolling.
We have another one. We have another boy back again. Matt is back. Matt
So
is
he's a
back, baby.
so he's a viewer. He's a
Matt,
viewer.
Matt,
Matt
join
is
the
a
club,
viewer.
baby. Join
Matt
the
is a
club,
viewer.
baby. Whatever drugs you're doing, I'm doing too. Saying no other QB has the ability to beat Patrick Mahomes, man's glazing for real. If it hasn't happened, doesn't mean it can't. But we're talking about the present. I feel like that's pretty simple.
I
Talking
don't
about
know.
the
I'm gonna go
present.
with Matt here. You're glazing.
You actually believe that?
No. I like that he said that you're a glazer.
I am a glazer. But you can't talk about things that we don't know yet, like Matt's doing. So you go with Joe Burrow because he has the ability to beat Patrick Mahomes. Not a lot of other quarterbacks do have that ability. Even if somebody does, who I can't just pick a random guy out of thin air and be like, this guy has the ability just in 2 years. Like look, maybe he is on
Yeah.
drugs because he is kind of thinking into the future. Like maybe he's seeing things that we're not seeing.
Maybe he's a really smart guy. We'll see.
Maybe he might be a time traveler. All right. Grant is back. All right. We're getting a lot of the same guys here. Goff hasn't lost to Mahomes yet. Not in the playoffs. Not in the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say. Because they don't meet in the playoffs. But different beast, different animal. It's like
That
a
was
lion.
the same thing twice.
different
beast, different animal.
different beast, different animal, different types of meat, but they're all steak. They're all different. Boss Tank Productions 1304 says it's definitely harder to make a Madden game than an FPS, but that doesn't excuse how bad Madden is. And then our replies for this read, so just updating graphics and moving players to their new team sound difficult to you? Question mark. Very good point. Madden has been the same since the first one. Only thing that has changed is graphics and fidelity. Left my A off. And then Boss Man comes back. Not really what I said. Making a football game from scratch is, God, why did they do this where I have to read more? Not really what I said. Making a football game from scratch is harder than making an FPS. That's why new game developers' first challenge is to make an FPS because it takes a lot to make a football game. Are you chatting shit or do you have stats backing this up? That people first make an FPS game and then they would go and make a football game. Is that just because more people make FPS games than football games?
That's what I was going to say. I think it's more so the fact that FPSs are more popular
So we're making
than
this up.
sports games.
So we're just
No,
making this up.
I think he's correct in his point. I think he's correct in his fact.
Well,
It's not a
here's the
fact,
thing. It's like,
fact,
who's going
but
to
he's-
buy a football game that doesn't have the current players in the NFL and the current teams in the NFL? Because you can't use them because they are signed to EA. So only EA can use them. So it makes a lot more sense to make an FPS game where there is no like real life FPS, unless we're looking at Turkey. and trying to grab stuff from that. There's no real life sort of professional
Where the
like
f- did Turkey come into this?
Hungary.
What,
What's
I
the
still don't.
what's the country having a war right now?
I still don't understand what your point is of this.
I'm saying that FPS games don't have like any superstars in real life, but Madden does. So like football games have superstars in teams in real life
Oh,
that you
no,
pull
I'm trying to
from
figure out how you rope the country, why you rope the country into it.
because there's a current country that's in a war right now.
Okay.
So I was saying unless we pull because I was saying like FPS games you can't pull from real life and get like superstars from real life when it's war
Oh,
unless you pull from like Turkey
superstars.
who's in like a
Superstars. This guy's
superstars in a
KD.
war.
You know what's crazy, bro?
You understand what I'm saying.
I don't. I don't. Go ahead. Crazy sentence. I'm Devin. That's Zane. This is Buffet Sports. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram if you want to see more of us at buffet.sports. We post every day, if not twice a day. Except for Thursdays. We do this comment show every single week. So, leave your comments, hate, adverse points, give us praise, whatever you want to do. We love it. Good ciao.
Ciao.